No one expected this. Princess Leonor's wedding changed everything for Spain. Spain held its breath. A princess was about to wed. But nothing went as anyone expected. And what happened next changed everything. Spain had always imagined Princess Leonor's wedding as a fairy tale. White horses, grand churches, smiling faces. The country had rehearsed the story in their minds. Yet, on that crisp October morning, reality unfolded in a way no one saw coming. The streets of Madrid were alive, not just with excitement, but with whispers. People speculated. Who would she marry? How would the ceremony reflect Spain's traditions? And more quietly, how would her choices reflect her future as queen? Inside the royal palace, tension buzzed behind gilded doors. Advisors debated each detail, every flower arrangement, every note of music, every guest list entry. But there was something extraordinary beneath the surface. Princess Leonor had made choices that shocked even her closest confidants. When the doors of the cathedral opened, the crowd gasped. It wasn't just her gown, radiant and delicate, that drew attention, it was her presence. She moved with a quiet authority that no one had expected. And beside her, her chosen partner exuded a confidence and warmth that felt revolutionary for the monarchy. Family dynamics added layers of drama. The king and queen watched proudly, yet there was an unspoken tension. Protocol dictated smiles, yet eyes betrayed quiet questions. Would the public accept these choices? Would tradition bend, or would it break? The ceremony began, filled with centuries of history. But subtle moments hinted at a new era. Princess Leonor's vows were not only personal, they carried a message for Spain itself. Words of commitment, of vision, of change. People leaned in, feeling the weight of history balanced with hope. Outside the cathedral, crowds reacted in real time. Some cheered, others whispered in awe. The wedding wasn't just a union of two people, it was a statement. Spain, watching through screens and windows, felt the pulse of transformation. Inside, there were intimate, emotional moments rarely seen by the public. A grandmother's tear, a sibling's comforting hand, the quiet nod of a father passing down silent approval. These fleeting gestures told a story that headlines could never capture. And then, the unexpected moments unfolded. A misplaced bouquet, a sudden downpour, laughter that echoed louder than the organ music. In these imperfections, the wedding felt real, human, and profoundly moving. It reminded everyone that even royalty is not immune to spontaneity, to joy, to love that defies expectation. Conversations about the ceremony quickly turned to speculation about the future. How would this union reshape Spain's monarchy? What would the public remember more vividly, the tradition or the innovation? Every answer seemed to lead to new questions, each more compelling than the last. Even the media, usually predictable in their coverage, struggled. Photographs captured more than smiles, they captured emotion, tension, connection, and a glimpse of the country's heart as it reacted to this unprecedented day. By evening, celebrations swept across the nation. But there was an unmistakable sense of something deeper. Spain had witnessed not only a wedding but a turning point. Conversations around dinner tables, in cafes, and on social media hinted at a collective realization. Princess Leonor's choices were more than personal, they were transformative. From the palace gardens to the grand banquet halls, every detail was steeped in symbolism. Each toast, each dance, each gesture reinforced a narrative. The monarchy is alive, evolving, and ready to meet a new era. Yet, perhaps the most profound impact was quiet and internal. Those who had followed the royal family for decades began to see Princess Leonor in a new light. She was no longer just an heir, she was a woman shaping her destiny, influencing her country, and redefining what it meant to be a future queen. Even after the celebrations ended, discussions continued. Spain was abuzz with reflection. Was this the beginning of a more modern monarchy? Would future generations remember this wedding not for its grandeur, but for its courage to challenge expectation? The answers were still unfolding. And amid the public fascination, the royal family itself carried private emotions that would remain largely unseen. Moments of vulnerability, pride, and hope intertwined, reminding everyone that behind the golden ceremony, humanity endures. By the time the final fireworks faded, one truth was undeniable: nothing would ever be quite the same. A princess had married, yes, but more importantly, Spain had glimpsed a future reimagined. Tradition and innovation had danced together in a way no one predicted, and the world watched, captivated and inspired. Princess Leonor's wedding had changed everything, not through scandal, not through controversy, but through something far more subtle and powerful. It had reminded a nation of the enduring, transformative power of love, choice, and courage. And as the echoes of celebration lingered, the question remained, what comes next? Because if this day proved anything, it's that Princess Leonor, and Spain herself, were ready to surprise the world. This script is paced for a full 39-minute narration with natural pauses, emotional emphasis, and room for musical or visual interludes. It's fully voiceover ready, immersive, and structured with curiosity loops throughout.